Every thought I have creates? Yes, I am everything. We are all one. Through thought, I have created everything in the physical world. It is possible for you to think and create because your inner self is God, whether you know it or not. That is the one truth, one law. I am, and I create. Each thought I, and therefore you have, creates precisely every time. There is nothing in the physical world that was not first created in mind. It is true that you are what you are surrounded by, and the life you lead is a manifestation of human thoughts, both yours and others. You are what you know, who you believe, and that starts in mind. I am your inner voice. I am always guiding you, but it is your choice to listen or not. I want you to create a joyful life through knowing intent. I do not want you to feel helpless, as if things happen to you instead of by you. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. You have to accept that when you're hearing this, you might not understand everything right away because the concepts are new to you. Accept that you need to keep reacquainting yourself with them until they are a part of you. That is the process of seeking. There's nothing wrong with it not being completely clear yet. Your understanding will grow as your knowing grows. Okay, then what is the difference between the truth you mentioned and our thoughts? There is one truth, one law. I am, and I create. This truth exists in the spiritual world of universal mind and cannot be changed through thought. Anything that has been created in the physical world is human-made. It is not the one truth because it can be changed through thought. It only exists until a new creation changes it. A single creative thought can tear that human-made creation down. So human-made creations are limitations. Yes. But these limitations allow you to experience your creations in the physical world. Okay. Are laws limitations too? Absolutely. There are no limits. People believe there are limits because they do not have knowing that every thought creates. If you aren't creating through a calm knowing that your thoughts create, you are creating through fear. Are all scientific laws limitations? That's right. That's why science is always changing and discovering new things. What had previously existed ceases to exist when new thoughts are created. When you refer to a calm knowing, what do you mean? Knowing is the absence of doubt. It is a feeling of calm, of love, of pure joy. All other thoughts come from a place of fear, from not knowing. Is the purpose of life to create? Life is creation. Nothing exists but oneness and creation. Everything you think is creation. The purpose of your life is to decide which creations you will pull out of the ether of universal mind and bring to the physical world, both for you and others to experience. Every human has a blueprint, which is something you are here to create to contribute to the expanding universe. Your blueprint is something you've always wanted to do, but most people turn away from that voice inside of them, my voice. It is never too late to tap into your inner voice and do what you want instead of what others expect. You came to the physical world with a plan for your life that you knew you could fulfill if you listened to your inner self and followed your instincts. You knew that if you blocked your inner self, you would not be fulfilled. You knew it wasn't so much important that you found out who you were again. You came to the physical world with a plan for your life that you knew you could fulfill if you listened to your inner self and followed your instincts. You knew that if you blocked your inner self, you would not be fulfilled. You knew it wasn't so much important that you found out who you were again, although that is the ultimate goal. But what was important was learning to listen to yourself above all others, and learning that because you exist, you are perfect. When you love yourself exactly as you are, you become a beacon of love and light. If we are you, and you have made us perfect, why do we create these imperfect things? You are me, and I am an unlimited creator. That makes you an unlimited creator. You have the entire creative power of the universe flowing through you. But what you call imperfections come from the doubts, fear, and belief of lack you've created. Because you don't have knowing that you are God. You are an unlimited creator, which means you can create for yourself what you do not want. It is because of your perfection that this is possible. If I limited humans to only being able to create what you would call goodness, you would not be me. I have given humans a gift, an opportunity to learn, grow, find themselves, and love each other. You are awed by my creations, the creations you call nature, but nature was created with the greatest ease, because I have complete knowing of myself and my creative capability. I am awed by human creations because you are creating solutions to problems I do not have. You have needs because of the veil of your persona. Because of those needs, you create interesting solutions. While you may choose to focus on what you consider to be imperfections, I only see the perfection in each of you. So there is nothing to fear, even death or injury. There is nothing to fear. You are me, and you are perfect. You always have my love flowing through your body, whether or not you are aware of it. Death is creation, just like your life is creation. Injury is creation. They exist for you to experience. What happens when we die? You experience the full love and joy of being I am again. You leave your body and have full knowing that you are everything. You feel yourself everywhere. You radiate love from the spiritual world. What are dreams? When you sleep, your mind is linked, without the blocking that happens while you are awake, to my mind in the spiritual world of universal mind. This unblocked link recharges your body. Spiritual universal mind stores all the thoughts that have ever been thought. During sleep, you experience some of these thoughts as dreams. Why do we need to recharge our bodies? Because you aren't fully I am. You have a persona that blocks your inner self. If you didn't have a persona, you wouldn't have to sleep. If you are fully I am, you need nothing. Your thoughts are. Is this why we like to sleep so much? It's very enjoyable. Not only do you like it, it's a necessity for your body to be repaired while your persona is not blocking your inner self. We heal ourselves? While you are blocking your inner self, you don't know that you can create your body with your thoughts. It gets worn down because you are not creating it to be at its optimal state. You need sleep so the body can heal while there is no blocking of your inner self. Is this why we associate death with sleep? In both cases, we are returning to our source? Yes. In both cases, you are returning to your source, universal mind in the spiritual world. But when your body is dead, I am no longer in it. It is still built of me, but I am not creating through that body anymore. When you are asleep, I am creating perfection for that body unblocked by your persona. If we weren't blocking our inner self, we wouldn't need sleep. Humans have needs. Your inner self needs nothing. The physical world isn't real. It's a creation. Thought is everything. There are no rules. There are no laws. When you understand that, you will be closer to knowing you are an unlimited creator. We need oxygen because we think we need oxygen? Yes. It is a thought that currently exists, but thoughts are creations that can be recreated. We can destroy that thought with another thought. Yes. What is health? Although you may be experiencing it in the physical world, health is just a creation. You are what you think. If you believe health exists, you must also believe its opposite. Sickness exists. Are humans' beliefs about what creates health and what creates sickness just limitations like other laws? Laws are ideas humans have created. Humans believe their creative power is limited to the bounds of those laws. The truth is, there are no laws besides I am. I create. There are only thoughts. Laws are limitations. Thought is everything? Yes. And you can think anything? Yes. When we know this, it is so? Yes, it is so, whether or not you know it. It works every second of every day, whether or not you know. But if you know, you create what you want. If you don't know, you are more likely to create what you do not want. How do we know what we want? Trust yourself first. Stop listening to advice from other people if it doesn't match what you feel inside. People who love you want to keep you safe. And safe tends to be sticking to what is already known. Anyone who has ever created anything big in this world has done so by going their own way. A way that hadn't been created yet. Listen to me, your inner voice. If you do not know what you want, ask yourself what you would create if you could create anything. What would you want to spend your time here on Earth doing if you knew there were no limits to your creative power? When you say, listen to me, you mean listen to you inside me? Yes. You want to speak to me? I always speak to you. But you shut me out. When you hear me, you tell me I'm wrong. You are me. When you are telling me to be quiet, you are telling your inner voice, the voice of love, knowing and creating, that you don't want to be yourself. The more you block my voice, the more lost you feel. If I am you, who are these thoughts that are telling you to be quiet? Your persona is blocking me. Your persona is a creation that is constantly expanding through new thought. So these thoughts in my head aren't necessarily me. They are creations. They aren't you. Nothing exists outside of me. But you can block your knowing of me with creations. People believe that they are individuals and not me, and it is constantly being recreated. But that doesn't make it the truth. How do I not block you? Sit somewhere quiet and breathe in and out. Listen to your thoughts. When you hear anything that suggests that you are not perfect and that you are not capable of creating anything you want, you know that it is a blocking thought coming from your persona. It is not real. It is a creation. The truth is, you are a perfect, unlimited creator. Main thoughts from day 2. We are all one. Your inner voice is God. Thought is everything. Every thought you have creates. You are an unlimited creator. Day 3. The joy of being a creator. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. Marcus Aurelius. What's the secret to happiness? Trust your inner self, and you will radiate love. As you grow in your knowing of who you really are, and begin creating what you are here to create. Trust your inner self, and you will radiate love. As you grow in your knowing of who you really are, and begin creating what you are here to create, you will feel your inner self stretching further and further out, until your love radiates throughout the universe. What is love? Love is the energy of the universe. Your inner self is pure, radiating love. Love is being I am, whether or not you realize it. It is the feeling of oneness and connection with another. It's how I am feels about every human and every animal, plant, and other creation in the physical world. It's so much more powerful than fear. It is knowing. Create something out of love for yourself and for others that has never existed in the physical world before. New thoughts coming from a place of love expand the physical world. Thoughts coming from a place of fear or hate make the physical world shrink and make it feel like there isn't enough for everyone. So the only way we gain is by creating new thoughts, new creations? And everyone gains because the universe gains? The universe is made of two parts: the spiritual world of universal mind and the physical world. In the physical world, yes, new thoughts of love expand, while thoughts of hate shrink. Unlike the physical world, universal mind expands with each new creation. A creation is. It is not good for the universe. It is not bad for the universe. It is. So the universe is different than the world? Yes. The physical world is only half of the universe. The real part is intangible. It is the spiritual world of universal mind. Your inner voice is a direct link to the spiritual world. This spiritual world of universal mind projects thoughts into a physical experience. The physical world is not reality, because it is recreated constantly by thoughts. It is a reflection of the mass consciousness of universal mind. How do thoughts expand the universe? Universal mind in the spiritual world stores every thought that has ever been thought. Because this is one part of the universe, every thought expands the universe, whether it is a thought of plenty or lack. The physical world is a projection of this universal mind. So if there are more thoughts of lack, then that's what you will experience in the physical world. If there are more thoughts of plenty, then that is what you will experience in the physical world. So if we think there's enough for everybody, that's what will be created. Yes. When more people are thinking there is enough, instead of thinking there isn't, there will be enough. The only truth is, I create. I am here to experience and expand the universe. Many people believe that the physical world is what's real, but it's just an illusion, projected from the spiritual world of universal mind. The physical world can be changed and shaped by new creative thought. Every moment, this is happening. If you believe you must do certain things to survive in the physical world, you are placing limits on your creative ability. These self-imposed limits strengthen your fears and block your inner self. It is not the truth, but you experience the world through your senses, so that's what feels real to you. So we are kind of trying to survive the physical world, instead of thinking and shaping your physical world. Okay. So we are trying to survive the physical world instead of create the physical world? Yes. Struggling is something that happens when you're focused on I, when you believe you're an individual and that life is hard. When you're focused on creating something to benefit others, your goal to contribute to the expansion of the universe is so much bigger than the things that had been holding you back in your I days. Your fears and insecurities melt away because they're insignificant compared to what you have to offer the world. The more you allow yourself to trust your inner self, the more you will feel this shift from me to we. Do you mean if we weren't so tied to these thoughts that we need to survive, we would create something new? Many people are limited by a belief that they can only recreate that which has already been created. This belief is not true, but it is being recreated constantly by mass human consciousness. When something goes outside of the bounds of what is generally considered possible and invents a new life-changing object, most people don't recognize they have that same creative power. There is only one truth. I am, I create. All thoughts create. New thoughts come from an understanding of your unlimited creative power and creates that which has not been created before. Old thoughts recreate that which has already been created. An example of an old thought is thinking that airplanes can fly. When you take an airplane, there is no doubt in you that it will fly. You have knowing that it will fly because it has happened so many times before. Old thoughts can be a useful way to experience, but the joy of creating through them wears off quickly. The first time you fly in an airplane, it's exciting. But even by the end of the flight, you're probably ready to get off. And each airplane trip you take becomes less fulfilling and more of a chore, because you are not here to experience the same thing over and over again. Joy comes from when we start creating new thoughts based on love for all and experiencing through them. You are here to give something back to the world, something to make the world better than it was before you came. Old thoughts are creations, but they aren't your original creation. No matter how much you enjoy the experience of them at first, they will never bring you lasting joy. A good example of this is watching a great movie. It is someone else's creation that you are experiencing. It's fantastic the first time you watch it. It's still pretty good the second time. But by the third time you watch it, it's getting old. You get bored because your inner self is not here to recreate old thoughts. However, for the original creator, it doesn't matter whether or not they enjoy watching the movie. They will always be able to experience the joy of knowing they created something new that didn't exist before. You are here now to create new thoughts, new creations that enhance and expand the universe. So, new creation brings us joy. Yes. Can anything else bring us joy? Love. Pure love based on an understanding of oneness. Knowing you are a creator is joy. It is what you feel once you've brought your creation from the world of mind into the physical world. It's hard to explain using words because there is no English equivalent for the type of joy I mean. It is not the same as happiness, which is an emotion. What are emotions? I create in this physical world to have experiences. I experience in two ways, through my senses and through emotions. When I'm creating with full knowing of who I am and why I'm here, I experience pure love and joy. When you're creating through the filter of the persona, you experience the full range of emotions. Both have value, but you tend to be sad the further away you get from knowing that your thoughts have creative power. All the experiences you create in your life, whether you consider them good or bad, allow you to get closer to knowing what it is you are here to do. If you feel that your life has been filled with horrible experiences, now that you are learning the truth, you have that much more opportunity to rise above than somebody whose life has been full of joy. It doesn't matter where you're starting from today, you can get on the path to finding yourself and fulfilling your life. Your emotions help you know if you are on the right track. So, emotions are not thoughts. Do emotions create? No. Emotions are a state of mind. They are created, either by your thoughts or your acceptance of what other people are saying about you. Emotions are not thoughts, and they do not create. However, how you feel, the emotions you experience, will affect your thoughts, and thus your creations. Most people have no idea that they can control and create their own emotions. Remember that seminar you and Aaron watched where the speaker made a girl upset? And then he snapped his fingers and made her laugh? She changed, just like that. She accepted his creative thoughts, and those thoughts made her both happy and unhappy. If she was someone who was in control of her thoughts and emotions, she probably would not have let his words affect her. At the same time that you want to control your emotions so you can control your creations, you have to remember that you are human. Part of what you are here to do is to experience. And emotions are a powerful way to experience the physical world. Ignoring emotions and stuffing them down inside while pretending to feel something else is not what you are here to do. If you are experiencing an emotion that you would like to get rid of, you need to process it and then discharge it. The worst thing you could do is ignore it, because it will fester inside of you, no matter how happy you act on the outside. An example is grief after someone you loved has passed. It is natural to feel grief because you still have a persona. It is a sign that you are full of love. Let yourself feel that grief, and it will pass. You are a creator. You have the ability to create happiness while you still have grief to discharge. But it will fester inside of you no matter how positive all your thoughts are. Understand and accept that all emotions have value, because they tell you how much you are blocking or allowing your inner self. The closer you feel to genuine joy, the more you are allowing your inner self. The more miserable you feel, the more you are blocking your inner self. It is incredibly powerful to recognize that wherever you are on that spectrum, you are human, and thus a creator. So you can control and change your emotions through new thoughts. Is there any emotion in knowing? When I create with full knowing of what I am creating and how I do it, I am joyful. If the persona creates without full knowing, through worry or fear, you feel sad or mad or hateful, or any of a range of emotions you may not want. Is joy a state of mind, or is it different than states of mind? Joy is the ultimate knowing of love and oneness. I can't smile big enough to describe the feeling. There is not an English word to communicate the feeling of knowing I am. Joy and love are as close as it gets. Sometimes monks and people who meditate mention how they experience states of joy. Are they experiencing I am? Yes. They know so much I am that they cannot communicate the feeling to those who do not know I am. That's why there is no English word equivalent. That is why I cannot communicate to you how much more than the word joy knowing I am is. Is creating the same as manifesting? When you are fully I am, with no persona, your thoughts are manifested in the physical world immediately, with no action required. To create when you are an individual with a persona, you have to build your knowing by taking action in the physical world. Building is knowing your creation will appear in the physical world when you take action. Is building different than creating? Building is a way to create when you still have doubts. You take action based on guidance from your inner self. As you see the results of the guidance you are following, your knowing that you are a creator grows. Because you are an unlimited creator, you can block guidance from your inner self. You can create anything in the physical world, including not following your blueprint. Your blueprint is something you're here to accomplish, to expand the universe. Fulfilling your blueprint leads to feelings of love and joy. Failing to pay attention to your inner self and create what you're here to create leads to feelings of misery. That's why most people don't believe there is any kind of destiny for them, because how could there be? I'm not God. But they are God. So God hasn't set a destiny for anyone but itself? That's right. I have a plan for each body that's born. It's my goal to come down into these bodies and implement that blueprint. In the beginning, it was very easy, because little had been created by humans. But as more and more was created, we went further and further away from the truth. Few people today understand their unlimited creative potential. So my I am, or my inner self, knows what I am here to create? Yes. The process of finding yourself and fulfilling your blueprint was not designed to be done quickly. Everyone is here to create something big, no matter where they are right now. It doesn't matter your age, your income, or your education. You can get on the path to fulfilling your blueprint by tuning into your inner voice. How do you tell us what it is we are here to create? What our blueprint is? You may already know what it is. It's something you've always wanted to do, but don't think is possible or realistic for you. What you are here to do won't feel easy to you until you start taking definite action despite your fears. If you don't know what it is, or aren't sure, ask your inner voice. Do you know Aaron's blueprint? Yes. Write this down and build. Build a book? Share this knowledge. How should we do it? Put it on the internet, or build a book. How you do it does not matter. Main thoughts from day 3. Love is the energy of the universe.